So let's take a quick look at the playoff picture in the NFC. As I said, I think the Niners pretty much have the one spot wrapped up. They're rolling. The only thing that's going to derail them are injuries, really, I think. Cowboys are currently number 2, I believe, and they are currently rolling. But if you look at the strength of schedule heading down the last 4 here, the Eagles have the easier schedule, quote unquote, because they are facing the likes of the Giants, the Rams, and another team that's not so great. They face us twice, so it's like that's pretty much a huge reason why. Lions are the 3 seed, but they're struggling. The Bucks, I think, have the 4 seed right now, but they're meh. It's the NFC South, The Falcons actually have the easier schedule, so I wouldn't be completely surprised if the Falcons end up pulling out the division championship there. Who am I pulling for? I think the Baker Mayfield story in Tampa is nice, a little rejuvenation of the career. At the same, as much as I think it's a cool redemption story, the Bucks have been there, done that of recent. The Falcons have not, and I think I'd like to see the Falcons. So the Falcons might be NFC South champions, even though I know people are not too crazy about how Desmond Ridder plays. Eagles are currently 5, but they could very easily be number 2 when it's all said and done. They are struggling big time. They've now played the 2 best teams in the NFC and have gotten trounced. That's tough. So what does that mean for the Giants? I mean, I said this last week, but like literally, I can see us beating the Rams and the Saints. I have higher hopes, or I feel better about the Saints game than I do the Rams game. But the 2 Eagles games are that's ultimately what's going to undo us, I think. And that's why the probability is 7-10, which sucks, because I think we do need to win out to make the playoffs. If we go 8-9, a lot could happen. We're not completely out of it, 8-9, but 7-10, we don't have a shot. So the Vikings are currently 6, and they just beat the Raiders 3-0. So I think Dobbs is benched. They have Nick Mullins back starting. I don't know that I really have that much faith in the Vikings, although their defense has completely turned around. Justin Jefferson is now out for the season, I think. Ribs? I want my baby back. So I don't think the Vikings make the playoffs. I know it's crazy, but they have the second toughest schedule in the NFC behind us, the Giants. The Packers are currently the 7 seed. People might think they're frauds now that they lost to the Giants. I still think because they have they have the easiest schedule in the league, in the conference, and in the division. So they're going to make the playoffs is either the 6 or the 7 seed. Unless the Lions completely crater, unless this collapse is for real, and this is and they don't win another game, I cannot see that happening. But I just think the Packers have a pretty smooth path to the playoffs. So I would think the Packers would make it. And then, barring a Giants miracle, if you believe it, it will happen. I feel like the Rams or the Seahawks will probably get that, either the last spot or both spots, because if the Vikings fall out of contention, just like I just can't see them. I think Madison is hurt as well. So like their offense is the walking wounded. So I don't think that they can really pull it off. So I think the Vikings are out. Who knows with the Lions, but it feels like there should be 1 spot left. And if there's 1 spot left and it's between the Rams or Seahawks, you got to go Rams. The Rams are one of the best 6-7 teams, if not the best 6-7 team in the league. Whoa, hot take. And the Rams have the easier schedule. So I think Geno Smith left the last game. Drew Lock had to come in. So, and yeah, like I said, the Giants have the toughest schedule in the NFC, the second hardest in the league. Ugh. Yeah, the losses to the Bills and the Jets, dude. We win those games. We're now 7-6, and we have the 6th slot. We're looking good with the 6th slot. Now, ultimately, I think we would drop to the 7th slot because I think we still would drop both games to the Eagles. Or if not, if they, I think I had us going 10-7 at the before the season started. And you know, the Bills and the Jets games and that Raiders game. I mean, that Raiders game, you know, I don't know what happened. I mean, we got blown out, but that's a game that we should win. If Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, I don't know. He didn't look great at the beginning of that game. So maybe he doesn't turn around and we still get blown out, or maybe he pulls what he did against the Cardinals and has a awesome second half. Yeah, I mean, the Vikings second hardest schedule, Lions the third hardest schedule in the NFC. You know, the Cowboys have a pretty hard schedule. So the teams with the softer schedules, Packers, Eagles, Falcons, you know, and those are the guys that those are the teams that I think will probably end up securing playoff spots.